Alright, so we helped Rocky find the truth, and he has headed off into the depths of space. I hope he finds his love long lost. Alright, so where's our next mission? Sensitive beings. Oh, this is ask Asta what she needs from us. We buy anything new from you? We can buy the recipe for the topological acceleration band. Upon use, increases speed of all allies by 24%. Unlock recipe. Oh, we unlock recipes through here now instead of the menu. Instead of the inventory. There's a lot of different things you can buy with this. Interesting. Did not know there were so many things you could craft.
Finally! You're here! This is urgent.
I wasn't expecting this to have dialogue.
To the chase. Arlen's disappeared.
Arlen. Who was Arlen? Was Arlen the guard?
Yes, I can't find him. He's not answering his messages or calls. In all the time since I took him in, this has never happened.
Check the surveillance cameras.
Of course! I didn't see him. Parts of the surveillance system were destroyed when the Legion invaded. It still hasn't been fully repaired. Maybe he took advantage of a blind spot. It's been 13 hours since he last contacted me. He usually takes less than 13 seconds to reply to my messages. I looked everywhere and couldn't find him, so I checked the security department's work plan records. This is what I found. Look at his last work objectives entry. Of the heart, of the mirror, of the self. It's so strange.
I think guys his age do tend to write like this. Sure is.
Don't
These other
worry
entries
about
from last
those.
week are pretty strange too.
I asked people in the security department, but none of them thought it was concerning. They said stuff like, Brother Arlen is a grown man with his own plans. I couldn't get them to listen at all, so I'm asking you for help.
Guys his age just need alone time sometimes.
Why are you acting like those security department idiots? Stop fooling around and help me. I have a secret weapon. Say hello to Peppy.
Peppy.
Mm-hmm. Peppy's my dog. Arlen's looked after him since he was a puppy. They're great friends. Peppy knows Arlen's scent. Maybe he can track him down.
Then get Peppy to find Arlen. Am I still needed?
Yes! Think about it. If people see me, the acting lead researcher searching for Arlen, wouldn't that make Arlen look incompetent as head of the security department?
I don't think that's what that's gonna make people think.
Oh, let's go together. Relax. Peppy doesn't bite.
Alright, let's switch the team up here so we have her on my team. We haven't really used her in a while, so maybe now that I've leveled her up, maybe she's actually like worth a damn. By leveled up, I mean she's level 6. I should probably level this character up. How do I get to her? Oh, square. There we go, now she's leveled up. Level 17 now. Okay, now she might be worth a damn. I should level up Serval at some point here too soon. In case we end up needing a lightning character. Double Asta. want you to investigate the source of the mnemonic virus that's infected the crack-up conch. Crack-up conch? One of our curios looks like an ordinary conch. When you get close, you can hear the dirty jokes coming from inside. When you hold your laughter, you can slowly obtain the secret power it contains. Of course, no one has succeeded so far, so we only use it on people in interrogations. Mimetic virus? It's a kind of information particle that spreads around exponentially like a virus. It can bring changes and contamination to a host's nature of thinking. Unfortunately, it can infect inanimate objects, and thus it changed the crack-up conch's external expression. It no longer tells jokes, but instead it keeps talking weird nonsense. Like, get out of your comfort zone or you'll be wasted. Or the pain you suffer will light up your way. Cliché quotes that just make people cringe. Someone examined it and found that it was caused by the mnemonic virus, but the crack-up conch has been properly stored all this time, which means it's impossible for it to get infected on its own. The only possibility is that workers who were already infected passed the virus on when it came into the contact with the item. Looking at a list of people who were recent in contact with it, I identified 3 suspects. Well, I'm sure you already know what I'm about to say next. I want you to investigate these 3 suspects for me. Is the security department here just for show? I arranged for them to investigate as soon as I identified the list of suspects, but they all found nothing unusual. Since these suspects have spent a fair bit of time in this space station, they're pretty familiar with the security department. They may have gotten away with their possible misconduct. I therefore could not get any useful investigation results. That's why I need to ask you for a favor. You don't know them very well. It may be easy for you to spot their flaws from a stranger's perspective. That sounds reasonable. It is. It's not a rocket science. You just need to walk up to them and listen and see if there's any unusual behaviors. Nothing weird, just write it down and report to me. So what do you think? I can take care of that. Let me think. Well, I don't know your taste. Why don't I pay for everything in your shopping cart out of my own pocket? You're free to choose whatever you like. Let me tell you about 3 suspects. Mayor from the Department of Insight, Chris from the Department of Galactic Geopolitics, and Joanne from the Medical Department. Usually stay in their own cabins. Given the station's current situation, I don't think they'll be anywhere else. So please let me take care of this. Okay. So where's the one we were on, though? Because I didn't realize that talking to her would trigger another mission. This one. Follow Peppy.
That's Professor Capote? Are you sure Arlen was here, Peppy?
Oof.
Weird. Why would he visit this Casanova?
Thought you said his name was Capote.
He probably should have been named Casanova. Well, I've gotten used to saying it anyway. Behold, the winner of the Most Awesome Researcher contest. It's better if I don't show my face. See if you can get some intel out of him.
Okay.
I must confess that I too was terrified. Petrified even. But there remained a light in my heart. A light that led me onward. That light was the happy smiles on all your faces.
This guy.
Master Capote thinks about me!
He's got simps. Looks skeptical and scoff.
Oh, it's you! Long time no see. Are you okay? You look troubled. That's quite a wrinkled brow. Come, join the others and listen to me recount the tale of the Legion's invasion. I'm sure your memory of the events will dispel your worries.
Listen to Capote for a long time, thus gradually forgetting what you're going to ask.
The Antimatter Legion barely missed me, and that's when I saw your faces. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be standing here today.
Long live Master Capote!
Oh? Still troubled? You must be ill. You look pale and your pupils are gray. That's fine. I, Capote,
my eyes are
never
yellow.
waver in my support. I shall double my efforts to heal your heart. The Antimatter Legion barely missed. Aha! I see you no longer look troubled. There is only one word to describe your expression. Enlightenment. Such is the power of my rhetoric. It creates an energy that uplifts the soul.
You've asked Capote about Arlen.
Arlen? Yes. I know him. After all, my calling is to light up the heart of every person on the space station. As to his current location,
Stop dancing around and give me a damn answer.
forgive me, but I cannot tell.
Insert dramatic pause and sudden drama here.
Oh.
Everyone knows the most important word in my life is principle. Huh? Without principle, what difference would there be between a person and a mechanical arm?
Wait a minute. Last time he said the most important word in his life was illumination.
Uh-oh.
We need to update Master Capote's life wiki. This will be version 12.0 of his life keywords.
My god, they're like Barb viewers.
Anyway, I do not lie. I can tell you that I did indeed meet Arlen recently, and I know where he went. Regrettably, I already swore on my life that I, Capote, would never tell anyone Captain Arlen's secret.
Spares no effort in praising Capote's character.
Seems like you already know what kind of person I am. Captain Arlen had a similar expression to yours when he found me. He was anxious and desired an answer, but answers are not easy to give. Besides, he wanted to master a trial of the heart that would thoroughly change him, and that would be even more difficult. You can't even imagine the difficulty of the trial. I was tired merely from the act of imitating that way of talking with him. Thankfully, he... no more.
His words match Arlen's work plan records. Seems like he does have key information.
You've asked Capote about the trial of the heart.
I didn't say that. Did you mishear it? What I said was, life is a trial, and you need to be true to yourself. So, I know nothing about anything you said about Captain Arlen. I need to head to a meeting now. Can we talk later?
I can't let him get away like this. If he doesn't want to tell me, then...
Don't joke about that. Promotions have a strict assessment process. I did hear that the space station gives special benefits to morally upstanding researchers, but those are just rumors. Even the oldest staff have never witnessed it.
Stop looking down on Master Capote! He's not the kind of person you think he is.
Master Capote's life wiki version 4.0. Master Capote doesn't care about rank. Everyone knows that.
Even if you promoted Master Capote to acting lead researcher, he wouldn't tell you about the trial.
Indeed. I won't forsake my precious morality for something so base. How could you think up something so terrible? You're not just lost, my friend, you've completely strayed from the narrow path. I need to give you a thorough education on human ethics. We'll need to sit down and go over it slowly.
No need to bother Master Capote. We'll fix this injustice for you ourselves.
He was surrounded by the Master Capote fan club and listened to a frustratingly long lecture, thus gradually forgetting what you were going to ask.
Wow, the cringe is strong. I need to remember what I came here for.
The cringe.
They went through everything with you? I'm sure you reflected deeply on your actions. Well, I'll pretend I never heard the things you said. Think before you act in the future, please. Of course, if you haven't reflected enough, we can always talk more in private. Right now, I need to hurry to a meeting.
I can't let him get away like this.
dare to utter such a threat? Listen here. Leaving aside the fact that you don't have the right to dismiss me, I wouldn't yield even if lead researcher Asta... No! If Madame Herta herself commanded me. Why not threaten to kill me while you're at it? I've said it once and I'll say it again. I will not yield.
Master Capote is so courageous. We're so lucky to be his fans.
He said the exact same thing when he promised Captain Arlen.
Yes, the part about not yielding. It's making me tear up.
I'm gonna print out the transcript of the conversation as soon as I get back today. The fan club needs to recite and memorize it.
Transcript? They
Wait
recorded
a minute, what?
Arlen's conversation with Capote? I didn't think a clue like that would suddenly pop up.
Hang on, can I have a copy of that?
This is the one who mentioned the transcript just now.
Hey, you've been talking Master Capote's ear off this whole time. Do you want to join the fan club?
Ah, I bet you do. You wouldn't have known about Captain Arlen's meeting with Master Capote unless you had an interest.
Ruminative researcher after a long period of thinking.
You even
dumb.
memorized the internal testing content for version 12.0 of Master Capote's Life Wiki.
You must be one of those super fans that stayed under the radar. Ah, we've been careless.
We're on the same side after all. Here, this is our latest welcome bundle for new members of the fan club. And I'll toss in an updated version of Master Capote's Life Wiki.
Ah, he looks really cool in the new limited edition snapshots.
That's all the clues of what you learned to Asta. Hang on a second. Where does that end up? I wonder what you do with this. Handwritten cards with words of encouragement from Capote to his fans. Master Capote's care and love for everyone is contained within these words. Is the dog still following me? Nope, he's just hanging out over there. We got plenty of clues now. You told Asta about what just happened and the clues you found.
What happened to you, Arlen? Why did you have to get that sleazy Capote to help you with a trial?
That Capote does have something about him. Look at these materials
I
first.
guess that's our starting point.
Read the fan reply
This
card.
handwriting looks familiar. Oh, is it Arlen's?
What's that gold thing over there?
Against the scorching sun, a beautiful flower will never endure. Within my fair embrace, my love for you is tender and pure. Yuck, so slimy. It does sound like Capote. Looks like a candid shot, but surely he knew it was being taken. It's autographed. There's a figure that's not quite in the shot. Oh, is that Arlen? So Arlen did go to see Professor Capote. This is the evidence. Ugh, even the space station handbook doesn't get updated this frequently. Huh. Is this an audio transcript?
Following is a transcript of the recording. Come on, Captain Arlen, you have to get into the role. I'm sorry, Professor, I just can't think of you as an overbearing boss. Close your eyes and try to feel it. After all, this is your trial of the heart. Listen to my instructions and let's try again. Come to my office. Time waits for no one, and every minute of my time is precious. Yes, sir. Okay, I'm coming over right away. Wrong. Big mistake, Captain Arlen. You can't just be so submissive. If you were tasked with something beyond your scope of work, would you also take off immediately just like you did? Oh dear, if you want to learn how to handle an overbearing boss, it looks like your heart is going to have to put in some serious training.
So, trial of the heart means knowing how to deal with an overbearing boss. So that's how Arlen sees me.
Maybe it isn't about
I
you.
need to talk to him. Let's hurry up and find him. Peppy, it's your turn again.
Where's the dog? There's the dog. Peppy looks at you with a certain anticipation. Train Peppy? Remember the space station, even puppies have to abide by rules of the station, so for Peppy you decide to teach it to shake and sit. It doesn't pay your commands any attention, it just looks at you in silence with a puzzling expression drawing up one side of its mouth. You check again and see if your eyes are deceiving you. Its smiles make of sarcasm, indifference, disdain, and dysfunctional jaw muscles. It doesn't understand your intent and just sits there looking slightly overwhelmed. What is this? Oh, this is a quest location. Mari's right ahead, it better not alert her. I'll hide around here and listen to what she says. Ha-hoo, ha-hoo. What? What are we imitating here? Clear and strong limbs, if only I could touch it. Wow, what kind of dirty ideas is this? Nice would be if I can be... Wait, what? How nice would it be if I can be their slave? I just need to keep practicing and one day I can... Or you look much better lately, so the thing I told you about, it actually worked? Well, no, that's not the case. Sorry, I did try to look at what you mentioned, but I might have gotten off track halfway. It's quite useful, it's just that, well, is there anything else? What were you looking up? Well, there is something I want to talk to you about. So I've been researching how Aeons are depicted in the mythological tales from different planets. Why are they depicted so differently? Some even have this so-called Leviathan worship. Leviathans can be pets too. Well, pets, Well, there is a research report that I haven't finished working at, so I'll get back to you later. Sure. By the way, I haven't seen you around lately. Did you go on an exotic field trip? Did you discover anything new? Can you tell me anything? Well, let's talk about this later. I didn't... Okay, I understand. You must have been very busy since you just came back. Anyway, it's nice to see that you've recovered mentally. I'll leave you to it. Yeah, sure did. First she was saying some strange sounds, and when we talked about Leviathan worship, she looked very nervous. Yeah. She come into contact with some kind of Leviathan during her research and got her mind contaminated? That's very strange. Yeah, she's into that tentacle hentai. What do you got, Peppy? What has the doggo found? It's the big robot at the end of the hallway.
And the security department staff. There are still remnants of the Antimatter Legion in the space station. Let's go help them.
What is this? I've never seen these guys before. Well, let's get rid of the bat.
Inviting you. A gift from the stars.
Rules are made to be broken.
Get some damage on the board here.
Decisive strike.
Oh.
Gotta try hard sometimes.
That did a lot more damage than I thought it would to them. I didn't realize what level they were. They got pooped on. Okay, well, battle over.
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Then be careful. There's still Legion remnants in the area. Arlan isn't here right now, so we need to step up the space station security. Spare no effort, and stay focused.
Yes, Brother Don Hung.
Check you out calling the shots.
I'm only helping Arlan. You're here to look for him, right? He's with March. But I suggest you don't bother him. He's given himself a personal trial.
Brother Arlen's special trial? He's a man among men, a lion among tigers. He's already reached great heights, but still he wants to improve.
That trial. I bet it's even more intense than physical training. And Brother Arlen already challenges himself to the limit in that department. He runs 21,358 meters around the space station every day. An eagle among wolves. Always so hard on himself.
What? What kind of trial is
I think
it?
it must have something to do with the mind. He probably found a waterfall and asked Ms. March to lower the temperature to freezing point.
No way. Brother Arlen's trial wouldn't be as simple as just standing under a waterfall. I think he wants to learn fighting skills from Miss March.
They're not correct, but not wrong either. Arlan came to me to learn how to manage pressure from his boss. So I sent him to March. If he can manage her, then he has nothing to fear.
He's a bear among horses. It's pretty sadistic, Don.
I think Brother Don Hung is pretty smart.
Brother Arlen only has one weakness in his armor, but he won't ignore it. He's too awesome for that.
Arlan and I decided to switch our assignments. He went with March to investigate a suspicious crystal, and I've taken up his patrol. That's all. He gave me a pass for access across the space station while on patrol.
I found a broken ceiling tile. This mark? It must be from where Brother Arlen
The
smashed
thrilled
it
member of the
down.
security department.
Move aside. What kind of clue is that? This floor tile I found is way better. Look at the footprint. It's the right size, not to mention the angle of motion. This is proof of Brother Arlen in combat.
These guys are fucking goons. Oh, the mirror. Did Arlen mention what that meant?
He said he read an anonymous handwritten journal in the space station. It contained 36 different strategies to do with managing pressure from one's boss. It also contained some information on trials. Firstly, trial of the heart. One needs to acknowledge the pressure in one's heart, and only then can one face it. Secondly, trial of the mirror. Like a mirror's reflection, one needs to personally experience the pressure others feel in a job in order to understand it. Lastly, trial of the self. One places oneself within that pressure to complete a transformation. I believe he came to me to complete the trial of the mirror. No? He didn't say.
And I didn't ask.
Brother Arlen doesn't need a reason to improve himself. You don't understand him at all.
Brother Arlen is a fierce fighter with an eye for detail. If you don't understand his reason for doing things, maybe that's because you're too zoomed in.
He's just staying ahead of the game is all. He's the space station's cold-hearted hawk. The security department's alpha wolf.
If you want to
Does
find
everybody on
Arlan,
this station have simps?
just contact March.
Broken ceiling tile, a footprint, and Arlen's ID pass.
Job pressure? How to manage your boss? Arlen, I'm sorry. I never knew I was giving you so much pressure.
Calm down. Maybe he doesn't mind.
I need to feel the pressure he's feeling so I can understand what it's all about. Oh, there's a photo of Peppy on the pass. I got Arlen to look after Peppy because I thought they got along, but was that giving him too much extra pressure? Oh, maybe he printed out Peppy's picture as a way of forcing himself to remember his responsibility. Look how smashed up the ceiling tile is. Arlen must have bottled up his frustration and had no way of releasing it, so he took it out on the monsters. It's Arlen's shoe size, all right. And this actually came from a pair of shoes I bought for him. Maybe even these shoes are painful shackles for him.
What?
Yeah.
Let's skip the clues
We
for
need
now.
to find Arlen quickly. I need to apologize to him in person. Peppy? Let's get going.
To the railway platform. It's a bubble. Hang on. Unable to communicate. What was this one? Your view is a stretch of sticky, unruly, and unattractive red mud. Some part of it is even squirming. It occurs to you that this is a group of claymen with big heads and short legs. They are the rulers of the planet of Calcis. Oh, this place seems to be the Royal Council Chamber of the Claymen. You have forgotten why you were attending the meeting, but you know it is a golden opportunity to pry out the precious minerals from the bellies of the Claymen. The meeting room reverberates with muffled gobbling noises. It sounds like the whines of despair made by a person drowning in a swamp of mud slowly blocks off their airways. This is the Clayman race's language, but you can't understand a word of it. You have yet to implant a synthesia beacon. The meeting is boring you to tears. On Calcis, anyone can speak their mind, the interpreter relays to you. The Clay Queen gazes at you and you wonder where the Queen's eyes are. The Synthesia interpreter says, "This mission rests upon your shoulders. Together we will defend Calcis from the calamity that is the wet season." The Clay King is overcome with emotion. Meanwhile, you stare out of the window, racking your brain as you ponder what kind of texture the meat of clay sheep would have. By the stars, you can't take it anymore. Listening to the prattling of the talent motivation department's top brass would be more interesting than this muck. You can't resist the urge to roll your eyes, but suddenly notice the king is staring directly at you. Thankfully, the king just wants to invite you, a rare earth management consultant from the IPC, to speak on the stage. Problem? You're just an outsider. What could you possibly know about the future of Calcis? You've got it. You roll your dry eyeballs slyly and swiftly, and flash the king a standard yet dazzling smile. You take to the stage and release an unending waterfall of sounds in what you imagine is their language to be. The crowd of Claymen cry as they hear you speak. You worry they might dissolve in a puddle of their own tears. You laugh and shrug towards the interpreter and say, "This planet doesn't have a shred of hope because the Claymen won't make it past the wet season." It says that there is so much hope for Calcis, the interpreter says as he nervously sweats. This is a common language, universalism, you understand. By joining the IPC and being united, there will be no communication barriers. Follow the dog.
So Peppy can locate March just by looking at a photo of her. Is he really using scent to track?
Peppy just knows everything. He's keenly aware of where everyone is on the space station at all times.
What a cute doggy! Oh, you're here too.
This is why I give March so much shit. Nice to acknowledge the canine before me.
He's a new face and you're not.
Oof.
Huh, this little guy looks familiar. Are you Arlen's Peppy? Oh, I'm sorry. Your master isn't here. He's gone off to investigate. He kept harping on about Don Hung being a true warrior or something. Oh, he did say that completing an assignment with me would help him complete the final trial. It felt like he learned a lot from me. Then again, everyone has a lot to learn from me.
Why'd you split up?
We were investigating suspicious crystals together, but he said it was all pointless if he couldn't transform himself. I could tell he was giving himself a lot of pressure, so I gave him a suggestion. I told him actions speak louder than words when you want to prove yourself. I was just thinking out loud, really. I had no idea what kind of trial he was doing, but when he heard that, he said Mr. Don Hung was right, and then he just left. I took a photo of him. He was doing one of those tough guy walks. Come to think of it, maybe I shouldn't have left him alone. Take me with you if you're going after him.
Items obtained. Photo of Arlen's back. Specifically his back. Oh god, where are we headed? I like milk. Just because it's funny. Yeah. Just because it's funny, I'm adding that one's a good one. Funny names will always get an accept. Does this hurt us say anything special? No. Disposable? Was this... Wait a second, was this another thing I could have done? Was talk to all the different Herdas? If I didn't talk to all Herda puppets in the space station. The amount of just silly nonsense in this game is fantastic. Smash all of the things. Get out of the way. Oh.
Everything is ordained by the stars. Oh, profound secrets of the stars. Give these trailblazers your blessing.
What does her ability do?
The truth of life and death, revealed in an instant. This sanctuary.
We should probably look at what that ability does. Jeez, he does so much damage now.
Let's make it quick.
The Demolished Man. What was that just now that I got? Defeat 3 enemies with physical break damage in a single battle. Oh. What does your ability do? Hang on, where's characters? Oh, it's a speed increase. She makes everybody fast. Oh, there's another bubble back here. Calcification. What is this? What did they say? You feel bored to death. You fiddle with the adhesive explosive charge in your hand. Those old geezers still aren't going to give us the green light to open fire. You pull out the pin on the explosive, only putting it back in a few seconds before the countdown ends. Newbie standing next to you seems like she isn't used to your dangerous antics. She appears to be somewhat terrified. That's right, Professor. They worry about that the high temperatures produced by the explosion will activate the virus. You pout them. Why did they get us to come here? You originally wanted to scold them, but now we're at a loss for words. These scaredy cats, after a while, you angrily pick up the report next to you and read it. Cells become cancerous and soft tissue calcify. You initially had assumed these old fogies were only capable of churning out useless garbage, but this report is actually interesting. Unfortunately, reading reports cannot calm your anxious heart. Sigh and lift your head. You look at the pallid ruins in the distance. Your analysis revealed that these are twisted ruins, which look like bone spurs, have a history that goes back 400 amber eras. Despite its age, it mysteriously appears as if brand new, just as how it would have looked 400 AEs ago. You were confounded by this enigma. You were a seasoned, armed archaeologist. You long to unravel all historical mysteries. Yet they're holding you back from using your school's tradition. You should be blowing a hole into the surface of this bone spur and carrying off valuable artifacts. That they won't permit it makes you cease with anger. You chose to compromise. You recognize that their concerns are not groundless. You can't pay for this with your life. You settle for doing things the old way. You work to live, not live to work. You smack your lips in anticipation and start to plan your next steps. You don't get to think for long. A loud voice breaks your train of thought. Hey boss, we found something good. It's around, but what is he saying? You clearly told him to sit still and wait for further instructions. Oh no, you suddenly realize something. You want to stop him, only to discover that you can't speak. In the shadow of a doubt, you're experiencing rapid petrification from inside out, just like those familiar-looking yet terrifying bone sculptures in front of you. Uh-oh. That's not breakable.
I read that a Stellaron's internal fluctuations will cause a fragmentum to appear. Did Arlen?
Hey, relax. I've seen plenty of Stellarons. It'll be fine.
I hope Arlen is safe.
Okay. Was there another bubble over this way anywhere? To make sure we're finding all of them.
extent of the corrosion here is a lot worse than I imagined. Mrs. Hinkle did say the cleanup had been slow in places.
The fragment?
Okay, hang on. We gotta get rid of this guy. He's in the way.
Step aside. I have no interest.
My turn. Watch this!
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
Another bubble. Cute pet. The sense of unease that pervades the air, you hear from the others. Mostly from Ader, the one person on the team who's always getting the latest news that the Emperor has dispatched a special force to the construction site. The reason for this development remains unknown. Hardly already arrived at dock number 1. Ader seems on edge as he incessantly rubs his hands against the fluff ball in his arms. He had named the creature Fluffies. To be honest, it isn't the most creative name. These fluff balls are beloved among the construction team, so much so that practically every member has one. Of course, you do too. You named yours Big O because it's orange. Your pet is currently snoring away on your shoulder. You lovingly rub what you assume is most likely its head. Like always, this brings you a bit of comfort. If you didn't have this little pet, you wouldn't be able to stand the harsh construction environment and the monotony of work and life. So I've heard something. Keep in mind, I don't know for sure, Ader starts to say. You think he is well on his way to pulling out of the Fluffy's fur. The Emperor probably knows about the Fluffies. It's quite likely the special force here is here to exterminate them. You can't even fathom it. Look how cute Big O is. Can anyone resist petting this delightfully soft fur or listening to its satisfied purring? If you think about it, they are clearly docile creatures. Why exterminate them? Ah, your supervisor buries his head in the fluff ball and takes a big gulp of air. That decrepit old Emperor. Firstly, he sends us to make his tomb at his godforsaken place, and now we can't even have pets? Ridiculous. The dim dormitory falls silent for a moment. You look at your two co-workers, then look out the window. You see the mechanical eye that remains suspended in the sky, creating a repressive atmosphere that with its feeble light. They all sigh together as if on cue. Big O stirs on your shoulder. It seems to have woken up. Likely because of the hurried footsteps outside the door of the dormitory. They're here, Ader urges you all to move fast. His throat seems to tremble as he speaks. Hurry, hide them. His words are abruptly cut off just as you start to worry and want to turn around to see what happened to him. You faintly make out a giant hairy mouth dripping with blood in the darkness. A lot of dudes in this room. Uh-oh. Oh, we're gonna have to kill that.
Clemency? Never heard of it.
A gift from the stars.
You have the worst luck running into me.
This is our chance. Take this. Rules
This
are
will probably
made to
just
be
destroy it, like, instantly. Oh yeah.
It's too late to repair. The time is now.
A guest with a lookout. Everything is ordained by the stars. Oh, profound secrets of the stars.
Give us
Give these
boost.
trailblazers your blessing.
Speed boost.
Step aside.
And then he gets a wind resistance
I
out
have
of it.
no interest in stoking conflict.
Who's the lucky one today?
Watch this!
This is our chance.
Easy. GG easy.
Reach the end of the story. in
Big
your own way.
rewards. Oh, hang on. I can break that. There's Arlen.
Why are you all here?
Why are you here?
I've never seen anything like this before. It looks like some kind of new entity. It must have mutated after being corroded.
You're annoying!
These asshole guys.
Move carefully.
I'll call back in a second.
A gift from the stars.
Take this.
Because that'll clear the ads. And we can do this one, then this one, then this one.
The truth of life and death, revealed in an instant. This sanctuary is but a vision.
Now he's gonna get shit on. Big damage.
Rules are made to be broken.
You're out.
Gotta try hard sometimes. Check out this awesome move.
Stupid extra action crap.
Clemency? Never heard of it.
My turn. Everything's ordained by the stars.
Oh, profound secrets of the stars.
Let's skip his extra
these
action if I
trailblazers your
speed up a bit here. No.
Step aside.
Alright, this should... There we go. Mythos knots? What the hell is that? Hang on, how to break this. Whoop-bam! Give them 24 credits.
Are you okay, my lady?
Arlen,
Lady Asta? Why are you crying? Are you hurt?
I'm sorry.
Huh?
It's all my fault. I've been putting too much on your plate, and that's why you looked up ways to manage the pressure.
He's like, what?
I honestly didn't realize that these things would bring you so much stress. I just want to say I'm sorry.
My lady, You didn't give me any pressure.
Arlen, you don't need to hide this from me any longer. She and I know all about the trials you're putting yourself through. If you can't forgive me right now, then I'll reflect further and find a way to prove that I'm willing to change.
But, my lady...
Firstly, your trial of the heart. You went to Professor Capote and asked him to simulate conversations with you so you could better understand your boss. And the evidence is... Firstly, your trial of the heart. You went to Professor Capote and asked him to simulate conversations with you so you could better understand your boss. And the evidence is...
His life wiki.
Master Capote's Life Wiki version 12.0. This transcript records what you asked Capote to help you with. Here, we can see a bossy manager and you being asked to do things outside of your job description. Clearly, Professor Capote is unlikely to master my speech or mannerisms anytime soon. Oh, but the content is the key here. I am the source of your pressure.
My lady, I did speak to Professor Capote, and I did ask him some things, but they had nothing to do with you. I've never experienced any pressure with you.
Oh, Arlen, won't you accept my apology? I'll just have to show you more evidence. We know the essence of your trial of the heart, and we also know that you asked Dan Heng to help you complete the trial of the mirror. I'm so sorry, Arlen. Until I spoke with Dan Heng, I never realized how much pressure was on your shoulders.
Miss, I really don't.
Hold it. I have evidence.
Oh, the broken ceiling tile. Let's do that one.
This ceiling tile. This, ceiling tile. You broke it.
Sorry. I'll get it fixed later.
I know you can be tough, but you're not violent by nature, Arlen. Quite the opposite. Breaking a ceiling tile like this shows how much pressure and anger you were carrying around.
This is so dumb.
This interpretation is sounding a little odd. Do we have any other evidence?
Oh, the footprint.
This footprint. I bought these shoes for you. I remember the size and the design. This is undoubtedly your footprint. But I can tell a lot from the details. Such as, you used a lot of force. You had a lot of pressure, so you stomped really hard.
Oh, she can't even make things up anymore. You have more evidence, right?
Alright, let's do
Your
this pass.
ID pass. This isn't just any old station pass, is it, huh? There's a very important photo on it. A photo of Peppy.
Lady Asta, I like Peppy a lot, so
No, Arlen. You don't need to find excuses for your actions. Oh, maybe you've actually convinced yourself. The combination of your simulated conversations with Capote and the entry in your work log about playing holodisc with Peppy, it points to one thing. Me getting you to look after Peppy is the greatest source of your stress. You even printed out a photo of Peppy to constantly remind yourself to look after him. I know exactly what message you're trying to drill into yourself by sticking this photo onto your pass. Arlen, taking Peppy out to play is an assignment from lead researcher Asta. You better throw that hollow disc like it's a full-on discus. If you spare any effort, Lady Asta will find out and punish you terribly for all eternity.
What?
my lady, don't you think that's a long thought to think? Lady Asta, please! I didn't do any of these trials because of you. I always try to complete every assignment you give me, regardless of whether it's within my job description. I really like taking Peppy out to play.
Asta, I don't think Arlan is upset with you.
But Arlen doesn't have any other bosses. Who else would it be? March, he asked to accompany you so he could learn how to manage his stress, right?
What? Arlan wanted to go on assignments just to experience stress? Phew. Good thing I let him go alone. My calming influence would have ruined his training. Guess I made the right decision after all. What did he say? That I'm good at solving people's problems?
Arlen, all I want you to understand is how sincerely I'm reflecting on my actions. Please, accept my apology.
But, my lady...
Stop! Arlen, I understood the level of stress you're dealing with as soon as I saw this photo.
It's a photo of his back. Put Arlen's back as he heads to the suspicious crystal on his own to investigate. The determination in his step is obvious.
Didn't I take that photo?
I'm always giving you tasks and assignments, but I never actually see how you take to the battlefield. When I saw this photo, when I saw you fighting alone just now, I'm just sorry that I gave you the stress of all my private affairs on top of an already stressful job. Please, forgive me, Arlen.
My lady, I'm very touched, but I started this trial because of Madame Herta.
What?
Whenever she's back on the space station, Madame Herta assigns me things outside the security department remit. Even if I dared to refuse, I wouldn't know how. She's just too overbearing. Whether it's helping her test some new specimen, or looking for ancient documents I've never even heard of. Assignments like those were okay before the invasion. But now, I need to focus on clearing out any last traces of the Legion.
Aha! So you're trying to learn how to reject Herta and then put it into practice.
Yes. I found an anonymous handwritten journal while I was cleaning up. It mentioned 36 different strategies for relieving pressure. That's where I read about the trials. Yes. There were detailed notes, so I wanted to give them a try.
Those trials really made Asta worry. Just read any anonymous journal.
I'm sorry, my lady. I didn't want to bother anyone, so I didn't mention it.
So, you don't feel pressured around me?
I've never felt pressured around you, my lady.
All right. It's all a misunderstanding. You two should reflect on your actions, right?
You both need to start saying what you're
Yeah,
thinking.
I always say what I'm thinking.
Anyway, Don Hung was right.
You keep saying that. What did Don Hung even say?
Thank you for helping Lady Asta. And for coming to find me.
You're welcome. Although if you really want to thank me, let me play Hollow Disc with Peppy, please.
Visitor verification. Arlen has become a visitor of the Express. You might come across Arlen when you return to the Express. Huh. Neat. What is this? Oh, it's an avatar reward. Peppy's name card picture, taken when he got employed at the space station. Freestyle. The Sorrows of Young Arlen. Complete companion mission, an unexpected turn of events. Well, we figured out what was wrong with Arlen.